One thing we know about Nate Landwehr is that this is a man, especially after the last one, and this is why this is a trap game right here. This is why this is tricky as a bettor, because Nate Landwehr is all excitement before wins and losses, right? And I think he's a man of the people, and you got to love that. That's why people love tuning in to watch Nate Landwehr fight. However, now you got the number 15 next to your name, and you need to defend your rank. You're giving Austin Lingo an opportunity to jump into the rankings here in the featherweight division. So when it comes down to it, man, let me actually look. Over and under. Oh, man, believe it or not, 2.5 rounds, man. 2.5 rounds, but plus 100 for the over, minus 130 for the under. Be real with me, man. Over or under, what do you think?
I was going to say round and a half, man. 1.5. That if it makes it out of the first round, I'd be surprised. And that's only because Nate probably decided to not go too crazy right at the beginning and get caught. I mean, if this makes it to the third, I'd be very impressed.
Seeing the will to win of Nate Landwehr after the David Onama fight goes to show you have to take this man out, right? Which makes it even more impressive, that loss that he had to Julian Juicy J. Arosa, where he just got the flying knee and just like put him out. That was mind-blowing because I had Nate Landwehr. I chose him to win in that fight. But aside from that, it takes a lot to get this man out of there. So if you're Austin Lingo, I'm not going to lie to you here, AJ. I see opportunities for him to win. I see a lot of opportunities for him to win. And I think people are looking at him like, Austin Lingo, what? Get out of here. I think Nate Landwehr opens up with that classic Nate the Train style, big punches, not bringing his hand back up to his chin to guard it. I see him getting caught, and I can see him getting put to sleep. But then again, if all things go according, I see Nate Landwehr putting this other man to sleep, man. I think that's his style. I think that's the bread and butter. Big bombs all day long. What's the threat of a takedown looking like for Austin Lingo on Nate Landwehr?
Austin Lingo shooting for the takedown on this one?
Yep.
I don't know, man. I think the later the fight goes, this makes it into the second round, then I think we're going to see the shot. I think the big worry that everybody knows is Nate Landwehr is, can you handle that blitz? Can you handle the pressure that's going to be put on you? Because this dude's going to come. No matter what, this dude will be going right for your head as far as punches and kicks go, man. This is going to be wild. What interests me as far as Lingo, he knows that. So how are you going to be going, cutting angles, hitting the uppercuts, throwing ways down? Because Austin Lingo, I see the holes you're talking about, Derek. Nate Landwehr gets a little excited when he fights, leaving big openings for counter strikes. And as far as we've seen, man, this dude gets tagged, he gets wobbly, and the refs like to step in, whether it's, their fault, not, whatever the case may be, whether you agree with it or not. It is a caution because he isn't chinny. He has a granite chin, but he takes so much damage that people want to step in and stop the fight. So that's going to be an interesting one going into this. As far as Lingo, I don't know if the counter-striking is sharp enough to be able to hurt Landwehr. Do you see it that way, or are we going to be able to see some stars in the making kind of shots right here, Derek?
I don't think Austin Lingo needs to be super sharp to land that counter. I think that's how open Nate Landwehr exposes himself. That's the nature of the beast, man. You have that fight style, that's what happens, right? So I just think this, man. People who are just saying Austin Lingo stands no chance, you're not watching the right film. You know what I mean? Like, this dude definitely has a chance. This is why this fight is this high on the card, because somebody is going to sleep. If this goes to a decision, this has to be a fight of the night. If it's not a fight of the night, UFC matchmakers clearly dropped the ball on this one. But I will say this. Plus 900 submission prop for Nate Landwehr. Let's not forget, this dude, he just hit an anaconda choke on Ludwig Klein 2 fights ago. Are we forgetting about this? Like, he can't submit Austin Lingo? I will say Austin Lingo, 9-1, man. He only has one loss on his record. So it's not like this is some just chump off the street. Austin Lingo is a talented fighter. And once again, I do think the odds makers are disrespecting him just a touch. Either way, man, I mean, let's just talk about it. How's it going to go down? I like Nate Landwehr. You like Nate Landwehr, but how's he get it done?
I'm seeing TKO round 1. I don't know if Lingo is going to be able to handle the blitz as far as the pace and the pressure, but I mean, there's a lot of interesting ways, Derek. That's where I'm going, but I can see what you're talking about. If this goes to decision, this is fight of the night territory. How are you seeing it?
I'm seeing a second round TKO for Nate the Train Landwehr. I do see what you're saying in terms of maybe let's start a little slow, a touch slow, right? Let's read it out a little bit, and then let's open it up and let's start getting it. At the end of the day, he wants to be the most exciting fighter on the roster. He wants to take that Justin Gaethje spot right there. So I like Nate Landwehr. plus 175 for the TKO as an according prop, but they do have plus 185 for the decision. So like I said, if it is a decision, I like to see a fight of the night performance. If not, I think somebody's going to sleep. Plus 325 for Austin Lingo. If you're throwing darts, throw a couple bucks on it. Why not? You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. But anything else? Are you ready to move on?
Let's roll it, brother.